Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa, on this special occasion of Guru Purnima. I welcome those that's going to be watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Today, as you witnessed practically, all of you, we came from darkness into light. And that is the significance of today. On this day, sage Veda Vyasa was born. And it was the symbol of coming from darkness into light. On this day, plus minus 5,000 years ago, when spiritual knowledge was enveloped by ignorance, Veda Vyasa took his birth on this earth. And he collated all the information that was covered in ignorance, and he brought it into a set of knowledge called the Vedas. Someone in the house? Oh, okay, all right, it's fine, I can hear some noises. I don't want to be robbed on this auspicious day. All Sean's cash is in my safe there. See how fast Sean ran out. So it was on this day mankind had the opportunity through the birth of Veda Vyasa to become transcendently knowledgeable again. You can get, and this was the gist of a message I gave in regards to Tiveshni yesterday. You can be educated materially. You can have 5 degrees, 5 PhDs, doctorates, masters. But if you have not learnt humanity, then all that studying goes down the drain. If you have not learnt how to be a human, and if you have not learnt humanity, then all that study is useless and in vain, is it not? Because when you are lying in your coffin, and when people are speaking about you, nobody speaks about your PhDs, nobody speaks about your masters, nobody speaks about your doctorates. they speak of your humanity. All your qualifications get buried with you or cremated with you. You ever heard somebody speaking on behalf of the dead saying Nirvasan Pillai had 10 million in his account. He used this money to live a high life. He lived very well. He gave his daughter enough money. Do you hear these things? So it means nothing. All what you amass when you are in that coffin, they talk of your humanity if you was a humanitarian. Yes? And I keep telling my son Sean in the back there, when you put in flowers on your father's face, Daddy will be, that will be the last joke. Daddy will be laughing. I'm just remembering. Alright? So, death qualifies your humanity. Death qualifies your humanity. Yes, you can get your degrees, you can get your PhDs, you can amass millions. But if you did not use all of this for humanitarian purposes, 50% of your qualification supposed to be used for humanitarian purposes, and if you are not in the academia, then 50% of your wealth, if you are a millionaire like Vasan, should be used for humanitarian purposes. And where can you learn that? How valuable is that knowledge? How valuable is this knowledge I'm giving you? It is simple, but what is the value of it? And this is what Srila Veda Vyasa did upon his birth. He enlightened humanity or humankind how to live as a human being. How do you live as a human being? What's the difference between a human being and an animal? Yes, because an animal sleeps, a human sleep. Animal eat, human eat. Animal procreate, human procreate. Animal seeks shelter wherever in nature, and human lives in houses. What's the difference? Ability to think, because the animal lives through instinct. God has not given the animal ability to reason. But you're a human, you have ability to reason. And especially in this day of technology, today, no human being should be without some inkling of spiritual information. It's all there. Is it there or not? Is it there? It's there. So, 5,000 years ago, Lord Sriman Narayan, a partial incarnation of him was Veda Vyasa. Because as I said, knowledge is the essence of the Supreme Lord. Then he speaks it himself. Then he takes birth and compiles it himself. Why does he do that? Because man is prone to mistakes and he does not trust man enough to give his knowledge through man. So knowledge is the essence of the Supreme Lord. It means the Lord is made up of knowledge. Then he speaks the knowledge that he is made up of, and then he takes his birth and he compiles that knowledge. At the end of every Dwapara Yuga, he takes his birth and he reconciles all that knowledge that have been disseminated through saints and sages. Through him, he compiles it in the 4 Vedas. 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, and within this you'll get the 108. There's over 200, but we use 108 Upanishads together with the Brahma Sutras. If you traverse through this knowledge, then you're a human being. But I also want to wish on this day all the Maulanas, all the Hazrats, all the Sheikhs, all the pastors, all the bishops, the Pope, and all other religious leaders, the rabbis, I don't know their category, but the rabbis and all other teachers who teach about the Supreme Lord. I want to wish them a happy Guru Purnima. So I'm glad to state that we have integrated all the religions at the Sri Narayan Dham. We actuated religious cohesion. We have actuated religious cohesion, and we are the only ashram, I think, in South Africa that is active on the spiritual domain since inception. We do not believe in Zoom satsangs because you're going to zoom away into ignorance again. That is why we do not believe in Zoom satsangs. We kept up all the protocols during COVID. We've engaged through social media and physically. We've engaged with humanity, and I don't know if somebody is counting how many discourses on YouTube. I think it's about 400. And for any guru that's alive today, you can go and Google 400 1-hour satsangs as per Vedic injunctions is right there on the top. Go Google, go check your figures, go check it out. 400 Sanatan Dharma satsangs in excess of an hour. I think we are right on the top. Okay, so it's an achievement. In fact, whatever we do at the Sri Narayan Dham is always at the top, is it not? We've broken the trend and we've taken the bull by the horn. We have done all that we can, and I do everything that I can on a daily basis, because every day when I get up, I ask my Guru, what more can I do for you today? And with that formula, we keep on rising spiritually. We keep on rising spiritually. And if you adopt this formula, if each one of you, starting from tomorrow, get up and ask, what more can I do for my Guru today? You will have the most successful human life on this planet Earth. I want to wish my own Guru, Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj, a happy Guru Purnima, and I want to tell him that when I meet him, we are going to have a very, very long conversation, because he threw me away from India into this dark continent. Then he left me here alone. Then he left his material body, and a year later he dragged me into discipleship. A year later he dragged me into discipleship. And then he programmed me through a photograph. So don't you think I should be having a very, very long and deep conversation with Guruji whenever I meet him? Amita, what you think? Yes. So he just flung me into the deep end. He left me there and I'm swimming my way out. I don't have Guru brothers. I don't have anyone. I'm far away. I'm far, far away. Whatever I do, and he not only threw me in the deep end, he gave me a mission for creating a divine society. Alone. Alone. No Guru brothers, no big ashram with 100 swamis to go and do all this work that we do. Nothing. 28 Dunstable Crescent Reservoir Hills. He doesn't even give me a flat land. I had to build a very, very steep driveway. In fact, there was no driveway here. This land people did not want for free. This land here people did not want for free, because building the driveway was more expensive than the land itself. Look at all what Guruji does to me. Tivashni, and you think your life is bad with your Guru. Tivashni, you think your life is bad with your Guru. So yes, I want to wish my Guru a happy Guru Purnima. I saw both the sons having Guru Purnima, Sri Siddhartha Ashram, and I saw Madhusudan Acharya Ji. I saw hundreds of Sri Vaishnava ashrams in India celebrating Guru Purnima. I also saw Chinne Jair Swami's ashram celebrating Guru Purnima. I think we lost because of the time zone. So I want to wish all my brothers in Sanatan Dharma, in the Sri Sampradaya, in the Kumara Sampradaya, in the Shiv or Rudra Sampradaya, and in the Brahma Sampradaya, all my Guru brothers, I want to wish you a happy Guru Purnima. Today, if you was a real disciple, you would have felt dizzy, surreal. Today was a day, if you connected to your Guru, it was a dream-like day. It was for real and not for real. This is the consciousness that permeated. And for those of you that were watching when the lights were off, and if you saw a halo above my head, it was for real, you not in a dream. Alright? So these are the things, and I want to explain quickly. It's a weekday. I did not want to have this Guru Purnima. It was Satish Bhai's uncontrollable wife, Jessica. I think she cooled down with Satish. Now she's pushing the Guru around. And she decided to enforce. Satish Bhai, I know how you feel now.
It's not enforce, it's by force.
Oh, by force. She decided by force. I wanted to just have one Guru Purnima on Sunday, and I didn't want to bring you from your homes. I know it's a weekday, and I didn't want to trouble you all. Then Jessica said she wanted to have a private Guru Purnima. And I think Mataji informed her that that will cause a huge problem in the ashram. We rather just have a Guru Purnima, Guru Purnima. So that is how we landed here today. If any one of you are in discomfort, you all know who to catch. Alright, so I want to explain, it is necessary for you to understand the Guru and God. It is absolutely necessary for you to understand the science between Guru and God. So when your merits come to a point, but just before that, Lord Sriman Narayan lives in the soul of every living entity. Your soul and my soul forms the body of Lord Sriman Narayan. Your soul and my soul forms the body of Lord Sriman Narayan. The Lord lives inside, at the epicenter of your soul. Okay? And when your merits accrue, then the Supreme Lord Himself takes you and diverts you to a Guru. The Supreme Lord Himself takes you and diverts you to a Guru. Internally. And the Guru diverts you externally to the Supreme Lord. Can you see? So, internally, through your soul, the Guru brings you to satsang, and through countless satsang, the Guru teaches you externally how to reach the Supreme Lord. See the science behind it? Does it make sense? Is it logical? So whoever is in the presence of a Guru, you have to be super special, because how many tonight in South Africa, how many people have Gurus? How many Sanatan Dharmis live in South Africa? 1 million? From that 1 million, how many have Gurus? 10,000, 20,000? Having a Guru means you have been acknowledged by God, because God diverted you or propelled you to a Guru. The Supreme Lord is absolute, and you have to live your karma. That is why the Supreme Lord is absolute. But have you heard of the terminology, the grace of God? What does grace means? Yes. So the Guru is a personification of the grace of God. The Guru is a personification of the grace of God, because God cannot be graceful and make sure you live your karma at the same time. Like the president enacts laws, and if you transgress those laws, you are imprisoned, then the grace of the state president is a parole officer, yes? So whilst the state president is absolute in ensuring that all the laws are complied with, and if you transgress, you are lodged in jail, but he also graces you through a parole officer. Yes? Yes? So similarly, the Guru is the personification of the grace of the Supreme Lord. Can you see the connection? Grace and blessings. The Lord not going to bless you personally, but through the Guru system, through the disciplic succession, you will be graced in the presence of a bona fide spiritual master. And this is the importance of this day today. This is a day when all the Gurus around the world should be revered. All the Gurus around the world should be revered. That is why today was so powerful. The energy, the consciousness of every living Guru permeated every atom on this planet. And when you took your breath of cosmic energy, this energy, this consciousness that was permeating the earth or the planet that we live in by Gurus living on this earth gave you that feeling. And is it not a good feeling? Don't you want to trap and capture this feeling? Vasan, every day I'll have lunch from Buttercup. Guru keeps changing his menus and diets. Now I'm gone to Buttercup. Are there any questions?
I have one doubt. See, when, like we know you, and we experience what you can do for all of us. Now, like in temples, they don't experience what we can experience. And the Guru there, we know there's a difference, but like how will they know? How will they see it? Will they have the same feelings? Will their Guru Punya mean as much like how we see it?
Vasan, I think the appropriate day for this question was yesterday. But because Mum is not here, and Mum is part of a temple for 50 years, if Vasan asked this question yesterday, next week I would not have had a Vasan. Next week, no Vasan. So let's say this with love. The word Guru has been taken over now. See, if you look at me today, just look at me today. Tumera, take out a photograph of your Guru. Today I look like a fashion Guru. Don't I? So the word Guru has been taken and used out of context. The West told it anyone who wears a dhoti is a guru. No. You get pandits. Temples have priests. Temple have priests, and temples perform rituals. Temple perform rituals. 80% of the rituals is formulated by some priest along the line. It's not here. It's not here. And if it's not here, it means it doesn't account. It's not whatever you do. If it is not here, it means you're wasting your time. And I've heard a lot of Sanatan Dharmis stating in anguish, God, I pray so much. I do so much of prayers. I do so much of prayers, but nothing is coming right. Yajwan, you heard your mother saying that? I do so much of prayers, Sita, but nothing is working out. Who told you to do prayers in the first place? Did you ever hear God saying, pray for me or pray to me? Show me in which scripture God said, pray to me. God said, come to me. God said, come to me. God never said, pray to me. You understand? What is pray? What is pray? Google it quickly. Let's sort this out. What is pray? What is prayer? What is worship? And what is prayer? Let's fix this. Wasn't? You heard people say, I do so much of prayers. Who got it? Nobody. You all are useless, man.
Just a prayer to God or another daily.
A solemn request. Prayer, a solemn request for help or expression of thanks addressed to God or another deity.
All right. So it's a list of demand or gratitude. List of demand or gratitude. Yes? Did God say, demand from me? Did God say, give me gratitude? You see, in Sanatan Dharma, right up until the Srimad Bhagavatam, God is unknown. God is, He does not speak of Himself. He does not speak about His greatness. He does not speak about His greatness, and it was only in Srimad Bhagavatam that the Supreme Lord is praised. Does your father want you to know how great He is, or is it His job to nurture and nourish you? He is more interested in nurturing and nourishing you. That's the interest of the father. Yes? Does he want you to praise him? You understanding? We're getting technical here. Please don't get confused. And Amita, if you put this snippet out there on TikTok, they'll kill the Guru. But we go viral, as I said yesterday. Even when they don't like what I say, it still goes viral. Yes? So what does God want you to do? No. Love humanity. Love plants. Love animals. And when you love other living entities, you love God Himself. Do you understand? How you think I survived as an atheist for so many years? Because although I was an atheist, I had a problem with God Himself, I loved humanity, I loved animals, I loved plants, all these gardens, everything you see is not because after I became a guru, I was a humanitarian. I only had a problem with God for this confusion in the world. With that problem, He took me to my guru, and my guru enlightened me in what I was ignorant of. All of you understand? And this is how simple it is. This is how simple Sanatan Dharma is. I'm teaching you the quickest and the fastest way to health, wealth and prosperity. So I want you to enjoy this day, enjoy the meals, go home safe. It's a working day tomorrow. Don't tell your boss it was Guru Purnima. Ashmita. Don't tell your boss it's Guru Purnima, I couldn't get up. Alright? Some people have their offices in the head office. Alright? Jai Shriman Narayan.